It looks like we're live. Hello, everybody. It's time for the Psychic News Network. It's the Hump Day edition. Um, I think I'm going to plug in my microphone, so hang on a second. Just in case. Because I want you all to hear me. My goodness, where is day gone? Hello, hello, hello. We're here to keep the energy vibe high. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Let me know. Somebody let me know that everything's good and we'll go ahead with our Hump Day edition. So it's July 30th, 2025. Okay, cool, cool. You're all talking to yourselves. It's like, I'm here. Hi. We are in the middle of quite a mess in the United States of America. Yes, we are. And I want everybody to know. Hang on a second. That it's up to us. It's up to us to keep the vibe high. Sorry, it's just going to be noisy. There is a delay before I see the answers. Okay, well, that's cool, as long as you can hear me. Well, I had quite the few days. As you know, I did kind of a crash course on what it is to get on the ballot. I didn't get on the ballot. There's no way that I did. I didn't get the official word, but I got remarkably close given how little time I gave myself. So I do want to talk about that. I do want to discuss what it takes to throw yourself out there. And I want to say this, it's not that big of a deal. My hair's look crazy. It's not that big of a deal. Vibing high in Canada. There's an organization called Run for Something, and I haven't looked into the organization that's called Run for Something, but I want to tell you, everybody who can needs to run for something. Hello from Canada. Welcome, Canada. We love Canada. We never didn't love Canada. That's the truth. So I had a really good time meeting people in my city. And I know you guys were listening to what I was doing. I decided to jump in to see if I could get enough signatures to be on the ballot to be ward counselor in my city, which would cover the downtown area. I threw my name in. I took out the nomination papers for the sole reason that, as far as I knew, the incumbent was running uncontested, and that he was running uncontested was the actual reason that I took out nomination papers. But the fact of the matter is, I could have taken them out on April 1st. So where I could have had 3 months, I gave myself a week and a half. And in a week and a half, I accrued 92 signatures in the heat under pressure, and I need 75 signatures that are good, and I don't believe that I got that. But I want to inspire and encourage everyone to stop believing that running for an office is difficult, because it isn't. Mary Apple is saying I was class secretary for 5 years. Yeah, right. It's pretty similar to that. But what I want to know is that you all are aware that we have people in positions of great power and leadership that are really, really, really breathtakingly stupid people. We have people in powerful positions of leadership that are literally, how often does Dumpy say, oh, Jasmine Crockett, she's low IQ, Kamala's so low IQ, AOC, she's so low IQ, oh, Joe Biden, he's so low IQ, he's sleepy, he's low IQ, low IQ, low IQ, low IQ. That's all he says about people that are intelligent and worthy of the positions that they're in. So if anything, the bar for being qualified to run for office in the United States is really, really freaking low. It's really low. So if I've inspired anybody to go ahead and look into what it takes to run for freaking dog catcher in your city, run for school committee, run for city council, run for town, what do they call, selectmen, run for something. Just take out the nomination papers and say, we'll see what happens, because that's what I did. I went, we'll see what happens. And actually, aside from the really suppressive and brutal heat yesterday, it was a really good experience. Library board, run for something. And I'm totally serious. I was just at the farmer's market here, right down the street, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my city. One of my viewers, I don't have very many local viewers, but one of my viewers came right up to me and said she watches my show. I won't mention her name in case it will, her first name, in case it would embarrass her. But anyway, in my city, I'm just going to tell you what's possible. There's an organization called Backyard Growers, and Backyard Growers started right down the street from my family home where I grew up. I used to walk by this house and I'd see this woman who had not a very big yard, but all around her entire yard, she had planted vegetables. That was about 20, 25 years ago. It actually became a program for low-income families, especially with a focus on that and the elderly, to grow their own produce. And now they have plots of land here in the field where I just was, where they now have a small farmer's market. And local people have their own little plot and they all grow vegetables. So they're learning to feed themselves. And they start them really young. They start the kids really young. And they get the little toddlers to weed the gardens. And it's amazing what a community can do when they come together. So when I was out there collecting signatures, I got a few discouraging things that happened, but aside from that, people were wonderful. But what I also learned was our need for community and our need for people to be in a place of, we have to bond together in our communities and solve these problems. The other thing that I know for sure is not enough people in America view democracy as a privilege and a gift, and the right to vote as a privilege and a gift. And that needs to change, because we've been hearing all kinds of stuff for the past 10 years about how bad the Democrats are and how bad it is to be woke and how we need to burn the books and we need to have no religions and we need to attack the colleges and we need to not have anybody with any intelligence lead us like Dr. Fauci, right? And it changes locally, at the local level. The best time that I had was talking to the elders. People, I would say 75 plus, they really get it. Just because it's that generation. We're going to look into the cards. And anybody who runs for something, we're going to support you on my channel. I know. I'll end my little, what I'm telling you, my little speech here with that I truly know. Had I jumped in and gotten the nomination papers earlier, I would be on the ballot. I know that factually, because I just know a lot of people here. And several people said I'd be a great city councilor and they want to see me on the city council. All right, as far as Dumpy goes, the last time that I saw a video clip of him was today around maybe 3 o'clock. Probably, it wasn't Adam Muckler, Jack Cortarella, or however he says his name, but anyway, he had a video clip of Dumpy and he was talking about tariffs and he sounded so depressed. So depressed. Rose is saying need to start teaching civics in schools again. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say about that. I have to back up to the topic of our democracy in our country, and we'll get into the rest of the stuff in a moment. Hear me out. We all know that this is true. If we see a need that needs to be met, why are we waiting for somebody else to do it? Okay? If we see a need that needs to be met, why are we waiting for somebody else to do it? That's what I'm just going to end my little, what I'm telling you about my experience with that. If we see that civics needs to be taught in the classrooms, if anybody's saying civics needs to be taught in the classrooms, I'm going to ask you this question. What have you done about that? I'm not picking on anyone. I'm just making a point. Mary majored in civics in college. Okay, are you starting up a program in your local school? I'm not picking on you. I'm just making a point. Because when we all wake up to the reality of what we're in, we can make a difference. 3 cards about Dumpy. If you love coffee like I love coffee, Dumpy is just proposing to put a 50% tariffs on Brazil. Mary's saying no, not yet. She hasn't proposed to help with civics in the classroom. Deborah joined League of Women Voters providing information. That's what we're talking about. Dumpy is putting 50% tariffs on Brazil. So he's asked about it at a press conference. I don't know how that man or whatever he is, how that monster is still standing upright. He looks like he's about to keel over. Oh, Mary lives in Beverly. Well, great. In Massachusetts, right 20 minutes away. Start up a civics program. Dumpy is so, he's looking really dumpy. It's appropriately named. Democracy is not a spectator sport. How's Dumpy doing? 9 of Wands, 4 of Swords. Yeah, 4 of Swords. He's very ill. He's extremely ill. The Ace of Wands, the truth about the Epstein situation is just, it's kind of like this. This is how I see it. It's kind of like if somebody sneezed and you tried to collect every single microscopic droplet from that expelled from your orifice. It's like you tried to capture every little microscopic droplet. I'm comparing this to the Epstein situation because he's trying to hide it. And how do you hide something that has just spewed everywhere? He made a total ass of himself in Europe. He most certainly did. And I was just on the phone with Kathy Beale a little bit earlier, and I was recounting what I had heard out of Dumpy's mouth, and it was something like this, and you can help me maybe figure out what the hell he was talking about. He said that the Democrats why didn't the Democrats release the Epstein files before the 2024 election? Why didn't they do that? They must be guilty of. Did you guys hear him say that? If anybody knows what the hell he was talking about, please let me know. Because he's trying to blame. Thank you for joining, Anita. I'm surprised you took so long to join. Just teasing. He's, thank you. Did anybody hear him say that? Like, he's blaming the Democrats for the Epstein files, and he's saying that the proof that they have, that they're responsible for everything there, is that the proof is that they should have let everyone see the files before the election. I don't know. It's not making me any sense. I love how Felon 34 got swarmed by the Scottish too, Darren. And it was beautiful. I want to write the country of Scotland a thank you note. Maybe we can figure that out. So he's very ill because that's what the Four of Swords indicates, that he's not well. The Nine of Wands, he's got a lot of things going on that are not going to work in his favor in terms of what he's doing to this country. He is, oh, it's morning in Ireland. Good morning. Top of the morning to you. Yes, he's got so many things that he's doing that are now visible to all of the American people, and it's going to be more and more, that's going to be more and more visible. He's got so many things that people are really getting angry about going on. The Ace of Wands is the messages are everywhere. You can't sneeze and expect to pick up all the droplets from the sneeze, right? Right? Of course he's a master of distraction. The bug swarm Dumpy on the golf course, he hates that. He hates that. So that is pretty crazy. Let's ask the pendulum. I think I have my magic pendulum in my bag. I was going to do an outdoor video today, but I went to the farmer's market instead. I have a question for you all, because I had a viewer send me a new tripod. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have people that are, and also a little air conditioner unit, a portable one. Thank you, thank you. And I just want to ask my viewers, those that send me things like donations, if you would mind if I just mentioned your first name, just to say thank you. Let's ask this. Are the Epstein files going to be what sinks Dumpy? I didn't even get the question out of my mouth. I like your attitude, Carl. When this is all over, Emile Beauvais, that maniac, is going to be in a cell beside Pete Hegseth. I heard that Hegseth is thinking of leaving. I'm surprised he's still there. I think that Bongino, I know he stepped out because of the Epstein debacle when it first came out that they weren't going to release the files. Bongino he didn't get kicked out. He just decided to leave and take a hiatus. I think he's back, but I feel like Bongino and Hegseth both. I mean, we might as well get into this. I feel like the both of them, not that they have a conscience, being in a position where you're way over your head and working with people in the military that know everything I don't even remember what Dan Bongino's title is. I forget. They're all so unqualified, so breathtakingly unqualified and horrifyingly. I felt like Bongino had, not that he's a good person and has a conscience, but most of these people aren't as extremely malignant, narcissistic as Trump, because Trump kind of takes the prize on that. Thank you, Marby. I think Bongino has been very uncomfortable because he's in over his head in terms of they don't know what they're doing. Can you imagine being that grossly unqualified for that important of a position? Mikey Sherrill grilled Keg's breath like he was a cheese sandwich. That's almost a dad joke. I like it. I have to check that out. I haven't seen that yet. You think so? So Rose is saying I think Bongino is deputy director of the FBI. Yeah, that sounds right. And then what is Kash Patel is the director of the FBI? They're not really. They're not doing the position. But I have really had strong feelings that they are very uncomfortable for their lack of experience and knowledge. I mean, and I mean minus zero experience and knowledge. So yeah, this picture's of Dumpy all over YouTube with young girls. It's like someone sneezed and it was all Epstein evidence because Epstein kept the evidence because he used the videos as blackmail to blackmail these very wealthy people. Dad joke, why did the temp in the stadium get so hot after the game? All the fans left. Thomas, we missed you the other night. We had other people filling in. I think Rose mostly. She did a really good job. It's a pretend administration, Josh is saying, and that's really, really true. It's also very dangerous. My sense about what's going on is that it will be stopped. So I want to encourage everybody, if something scary comes up, an article or a video that has a scary title, do not read it. You're not doing yourself any favors by reading scary stories. I just went through this earlier. I saw a couple of really scary headlines and don't put your thoughts in that direction. It doesn't do anything any good. Get involved in your community and get involved in saving democracy. Let's pull 3 cards. Since I mentioned Bongino, let's pull 3 cards about him. And please hit the thumbs up. If we actually get to 200 thumbs up on Hump Day, which doesn't always happen, we'll do a group hug. I'm pulling 3 cards about Bongino. Be optimistic. I have a theory about what's going on and why they've gotten to get this far. We'll get to that. Stay tuned. Don't leave. Is Warren here tonight? I don't know. Did I see him? Certain regulars, when I don't see them, I have to ask. Bongino. Oh, interesting. I didn't expect to see this, but I see Bongino. Maybe that was something that I was picking up on when I felt like Bongino, I'm just going to say it. I feel like Bongino has had a change of heart and that he's actually talking. Sometimes the readings surprise me. Has Dan Bongino had a change of heart and decided to be on the right side of history? Isn't that? Yes, that's what I'm picking up. I feel like I picked up on a come to Jesus kind of moment with him. Rose is saying Bongino is the leak to the Wall Street Journal. Is that a fact, or are you? Because I'm picking up that he's leaking information because it's the right thing to do. But I was surprised to get a hit on that. Like, wow, he feels guilty. I have the Wheel of Fortune. That indicates a change, a turn of events for Bongino. I think that we're going to see him leave that position. I mean, I heard he left for a little while and came back, but I was surprised that he came back. Is he leaving that position? He's going to leave that position. The King of Swords, so interesting because it feels like somebody asked him if he would tell, if he would spill some beans, and it looks like he agreed to it. 7 of Wands, because maybe he's complicit. Maybe he's trying to save himself. Hey, John. That's I would call this an active situation with Bongino. Yeah, I feel like he knows a lot, and for some reason I feel like, and we'll read on it more. It's not about money. Zircon, it's not about money. If it was, I'd say it. It's that's not what I'm picking up. I'm picking up that he might be trying to save his life in a certain way, right? Maybe not like talking about physically surviving or not, but I think that some of these people are thinking about what happens if we're not in this position anymore, right? He might be a whistleblower. That's what I'm picking up. Remember how many times I've said, especially the past several weeks, I see whistleblowers everywhere. Is Bongino a whistleblower? Yes, I have a strong yes on that. Yeah. Yeah, Zircon. Yeah, I mean, if I felt like it was money, I would say it. I feel like it's more that he wants to kind of do the right thing. Maybe it's for selfish reasons. Dad joke. First child eats dirt. Dad calls the doctor. Second child eats dirt. Dad cleans out their mouth. Third child eats dirt. Dad wonders if he still needs to make lunch. What? That is a weird dad joke. Oh, it's funny but weird. Let's read on Stephen Miller just because I'm that brave to dive into the slime. Stephen Miller. I want to also mention that this that we're going through, this is not just the United States problem that needs to be addressed. This is a world issue. So I'm going to read, thank you, Zircon. I'm going to read, thanks for putting my info up on Stephen Miller. We haven't seen much of him lately, and that's quite all right. Like, can you imagine when they're not in these positions of power where they can commit all the crimes they want to commit? And that should not be the case. So Stephen Miller, in these positions of power, he feels untouchable. But what I think Bongino is going through is, what if I lose this position? What if I'm held accountable? So as far as Stephen Miller goes, he's in this position of, he can tell everybody to lock up those, to, kidnap people and disappear people and human traffic them. He can do all that, right? But what if he wasn't in that position? What then? Four of Swords. This also indicates, I got this card for Dumpy, so I'm reading on Stephen Miller right now. This card for Dumpy indicated grave illness. And I think this is connected to Dumpy's grave illness. Awesomeness is saying that Stephen Miller is delusional. That is just like the most tame thing you can say about him. I have about a gazillion adjectives for this formerly Goebbels person, past life Nazi. My P.O. box is no longer in the description. Thank you. I need a secretary. Thank you, Christine, for the endorsement. Read Blue Moon Tea. Eight of Pentacles, the Magician. The Magician indicates that there are things happening behind the scenes. People are working very hard at holding Stephen Miller legally accountable, and Stephen Miller is running out of energy. I think he's really, well, we know he's not well. I do pick up tonight, which I hadn't picked up until now, that there's a buzz going around this fascist regime that they might, let me describe what I'm feeling. in this fascist regime that we are needing to rebel against and revolt against and overthrow, there are whisperings about, uh-oh, what if they're on to us? I'm not making that up. It's a psychic impression. Oh no, what if they're on to us? Wow. Because Stephen Miller arrested, that man is not going to be free. In the scenario of Stephen Miller arrested, he is not running free. That is for damn sure. He always looks drugged out. I agree. He does. Are they fearful that, yes, they're fearful. The whole regime, strong yes, are fearful that they'll be found out. I think to being on all those drugs, like, you know, we've heard reports that the White House and Dumpy 1, phase 1, was a pill mill. Is it still a pill mill at the White House? Yes. So paranoia goes along with drug use, right? Yep. Yep. Let's read on that. How about Christy Nome? Did you see the ad that Christy Nome put out? Did you see the ad that Christy Nome put out? Hang on a second. I don't know what's going on with this. There are certain people that I can't see their comment. Christy Nome, there's some kind of an ad, and I don't know where it was run, but Christy Nome, she is crazy. I don't know what, maybe we'll read on her. All right, let's first read on the fascist regime having the fear of, you know what, I don't know, being caught. And then we'll read on Christy Nome. Yes, I saw that Dumpy said Epstein stole girls from him at Mar-a-Lago yesterday. I do want to say something about that. Oh, was it a nuclear war ad for Christy Nome? Anyway, let's back up. So what's happening is Dumpy is just telling on himself all over the place. But he's telling on himself all over the place about the whole Epstein situation because he's so in a fog mentally that he doesn't think about what he's saying anyway, really, to a certain degree. He doesn't ever think about what he's saying. But he does know how to con. Talking about the girls at Mar-a-Lago that Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell enticed away from Mar-a-Lago to go work with Epstein. I can't even talk about it very much. I'll just leave that there. You would think that they were talking about these two people having maybe like a restaurant business, and one had a better like blender than the other. And so Epstein came and stole their blender, or stole their KitchenAid, or stole their freezer full of food. We're talking about human beings here. He ran out of the room when a reporter asked him what he thought Epstein was doing with those girls. Stole. So my point is, he's talking about employees as if they're personal property and has no idea that he's talking about human beings as if it's a mixer or a blender that Epstein stole from the Mar-a-Lago restaurant. What the? He's just saying it. Let's ask if he realizes what he's saying. Does he know what he's saying? Does he know what he's saying? Not really. Not really. It's bad. That's misogyny for you, but it's more than misogyny, Josh. This is more than misogyny. You guys are being so like tame tonight. Just leave it to me to rant. He admitted to trafficking. Yes. Thank you, Electric Storm. That's exactly what that was. He's admitting it. All right, let's pull 3 cards about the fascist regime. Oh, I'm sorry, Elizabeth. Your ex passed away. That's sad. We'll send you some prayers. I'm actually pulling cards about why am I picking up that this fascist regime is nervous? Like they're walking on pins and needles. Oh, they really don't know who's onto them. It's very scary for them. Because, and I'm not picking up, what I'm picking up actually about this fascist regime is they're actually concerned about other world leaders. So the Two of Swords is, hubbada, we don't know what to do, we don't know what to do, we don't know what to do. The fascist regime we're talking about. And the Page of Wands, it's the whistleblowers. They can't control the whistleblowers. Yeah, they're afraid, think about it. If you committed crimes against humanity, if you stole Americans' money and identities, if you are responsible and complicit in destroying an entire nation, all its safeguards, if you committed treason, human trafficking, all the other crimes, right? All of them. Brazen in your face crimes, in everybody's face, the entire world's face, even to the point that he cheated on his stupid golf course in Scotland, and they caught it, right? I mean, wouldn't you be worried? Extortion, all of it, all of it. Cheating, inciting an insurrection. Don't forget that Dumpy ran for president because he didn't want to go to prison, and he had a complicit Supreme Court. We could have had Kamala, damn it! Bring her back. We still can. So this fascist regime, but yeah, they're nervous. They're nervous about the whistleblowers. And what could happen? Send healing energy to your right wrist. Okay, it'll be fine. Wrap it. I'm sending energy. Yeah. They sure are nervous. Let me ask this. Are they nervous about the International Criminal Court? We're going to read on Christy Nome, too, because, I mean, that woman's, they're worried about the International Criminal Court. That's a big, big fat yes. You would love to live in this world's second playthrough, only this time Kamala is our POTUS. It's just the other timeline. It's just the other timeline. What I keep telling Kathy Beale is like, all the most evil, heinous criminals are all in one place now. Right? Right? Is there a link for a list of Scottish signage? So they were really creative, you know, and it makes us feel better. In Canada, all you Canadians out there, all the support you can send us, we really appreciate it profusely. So thank you, and thank you for being on this channel. It's their last supper. We'll see. I'm going to read on Christy Nome because that woman's, she always creeped me out. Before I found out about her killing her own puppy and goat. So have you guys seen the Christy Nome ad? It's about nuclear war. She's like, she has this big, expensive cowboy hat on, and she's going, and she's got her hair all just so, and she's jumps on the horse like she's this graceful, I don't know. What was she trying to do? And she's riding on the horse, and other people are riding behind her, and I'm pulling 3 cards about Christy Nome. Let's ask this. Is Christy Nome, is she mentally ill? She's mentally ill. I guess it doesn't. Yeah, she's hanging out with Corey Lewandowski. Yeah, her husband must be humiliated. I don't know. Is she still married? She's so Christian. They were having an affair, Lewandowski, and yeah. Is she still married? I'm getting no that she's not still married. Has she resumed? I'm getting no. Maybe they're separated. Well, what I'm asking, I should state the question, not just make you guys guess. Sorry. Um, is she back having an affair with Lewandowski? Well, I guess if she's separated, it's not really an affair. Yeah, they're back. They're back. As Batman would say to Christy Noam, a quote from Injustice 2, but you didn't bring peace, you started a war. Yeah, truer words hardly ever spoken about her. Good Lord. Speaking of evil people, Emile Bove, if you mix up the letters of his name, it spells evil. Did anyone notice that? Putin plant. We need a dad joke after that. My spouse asked me if I thought our kids were spoiled. I said, I think all kids smell like that. Oh, Thomas. That's funny. What's that little emoji? I can't see it. It looks profane from where I'm sitting. It's a nose. Yeah, that nose emoji is a little weird. It doesn't really look like a nose. Oh my gosh. I ran out of fake beer. I'm having a seltzer. Jeffrey Epstein is not still alive. You think the problem with Christy Nome is not her brain, it's her problem is her soul. They're connected. Oh no, she's definitely mentally ill. I mean, you don't have that level of evil doing in your system and not be mentally ill. We'll read on Emile Bove, but I don't want to get into that energy too much because talk about dark. Talk about dark. We'll just pull 3 cards about his fate. We're almost up to 200 people in the house, and then if 200 people hit the thumbs up, we'll do a group hug. There's still time. Yeah, Christy is so evil. I'm sorry, I was reading a dad joke, just trying to decide whether to repeat it. I got a new calendar, but I found it was missing the 5th month. I was totally dismayed. You have a seagull audience out there. They like it. They have been so noisy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Emile Bove is a Russian plant. And he horrifies me so much that I barely can think about it. So I have to turn away, but I have the death card. I don't think it's going to go so well for him. That's interesting. That's kind of drastic, huh? I don't know how far they are in the process, but it doesn't look like he's going to stay in that position. Will a whistleblower out? Yeah, a whistleblower will out Emile Bove. See what I live with? Just a little side break. So I'm in my bathroom, I'm brushing my teeth, and there's a skylight right above my head. And I look up and I see 3 baby seagulls looking down at me. Like, all right. Maybe he falls out a window accidentally. Sometimes I feel like I'm in that Hitchcock movie, The Birds. Is Emile Bove going to, will he be unalived? I don't usually ask questions like that, but I do get that he's at risk. So I was just curious. I mean, it's neither here nor there to me in a certain way, because I feel like what the universe is doing is the universe is kind of rounding all these people up to be in one place so that they all get pushed out. It's too funny about the seagulls. I know it was funny. Emile Bove looks half dead. Is he taking orders from Putin? Oh, that's interesting. I get that he's not taking orders from Putin, but that doesn't mean that he never has. You wonder if the seagulls feel all this vibrations from the big earthquake? If that's the case, there's a big earthquake all day and all night. Well, they do, they do quiet down at night a little bit, but they wake me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30. I have window peepers. You literally have peeping toms. They're wild turkeys. That's funny. Dad joke. My wife says I can be an idiot sometimes. Pretty cool of her to give me permission like that. Um, does Emile Bove have plans to ruin this country? Yes. Oh, he definitely has plans to ruin this country. Okay. Yes, I'm up at 5:30 in the morning because this is my. Who needs an alarm clock when you have that? I'm not complaining. They're cute. They are cute. But the little baby seagulls. Yeah, yeah, Mary lives in the next town. Yeah, there's so many seagulls in Gloucester. But the thing about the baby seagulls is they're not really good at navigating around the streets, and you have to really watch for them because they're kind of dumb. Um, what's going to happen to Christine O? What's going to happen to Christine O? What's her fate? We already got the fate of Emile Bove. I got the death card. So whatever he's gotten himself into, he's not going to last there. And as far as yeah, this is interesting because the Ace of Wands is coming up repeatedly. That's about communication, massive communication, judgment, Nine of Cups. I would suffice it to say that there's whistleblowers galore, and that the justice is going to come both from this country, from our judicial system, not the White House, clearly. Let's ask. I'm going to change decks. Um, But from international sources too. Justice is coming from international sources. Christy will have a tragic face filler accident. Is that your psychic prediction? Mary, you have seagulls in Beverly too, but definitely not as many. I'm across the street from where the fishing boats come in, so that explains it. You got mad at the seagulls when your family lived in Savannah, Georgia. They crapped all over your boat. That's a given. You got mad about that, Michael? That's funny. Okay, so 3 cards about. Oh, is Maria in the? Is I haven't seen Maria. Maria sent me some new cards. Thank you. I'm gonna start thanking my people that send me things and send me money, and I'm gonna start thanking you by first name. Thank you, Darren. I'm gonna pull 3 cards about this. I'm gonna pull 3 cards about You know, we have a military that swore an oath to defend and protect our Constitution from all men, all enemies, foreign and domestic. So I'm going to pick 3 cards about our military. And if we reach 200 thumbs up, do let me know. If not, we'll just have to put it off to Friday. Thank you for being here tonight. Please hit the thumbs up and please subscribe. And I keep promising my members a class that's going to start, a free class. And I got busy trying to get on the ballot. So I'll get back to it. Yogi's going to send Yogi to me in a box. Yep. Wait, okay, the military. I'm asking about the military. Yeah, the whistleblowers are informing our military, the 10 of Swords, how much damage is being done. Oh my goodness. Queen of Pentacles, Kamala won. I think the military knows. Now, I did get a text from Kathy. I don't have my phone right here, but I don't think I do. I got a text from Kathy, and it was a message that came out on social media from Kamala. She's not running for governor of California. People were asking about that before, and I'm like, no, 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 no. No. Let's read on Kamala. Shall we? Yeah, we're not going to hit 200 thumbs up tonight. We only have 200 in the house. Now we have 199. Was it something I said? Okay. Don't hold the hugs hostage. Free the hugs. I need you guys' help getting more people to know that I have a channel and that I'm here, because YouTube has blocked me for some reason. Oh, we're gonna read on Kamala. Yogi Bear, it's not true. It's not true. I never get that Kamala has moved on. Let me address that. Kamala is not the type to move on. I never get that Kamala has moved on. So she said she's not running for governor. I can't even believe people were talking about that. See how rumors get started? Now, don't forget, at the beginning, I was going on a big, giving a big soapbox speech. Run for something. What was a really good experience for me running to get on the ballot with like a week and a half, which was kind of impossible, was that I achieved what I did in that short amount of time. So that bodes well for holding an office in the future. Here. When we fight, we win. Yeah, this is Kamala. She was cheated. This is the 7 of Swords. She was cheated. Clearly, she was cheated. Dumpy even admitted it. Let's ask this. When it's found out, because it will be, this is the time of a big reveal, will she be our president? When it's found out. Okay, let's see. Will she run again to be president? Yes. So when it's found out, that doesn't make her president, right? But I get a strong yes on that she'll be our president. A strong yes. Look at that pendulum. So when it's found out that they cheated, she won't be president right then. But she will be. She will be. The woman has presidential energy. The woman has all the astrological configurations. We've gone over for a couple of years now. Well, for a year. Kathy has seen her chart. Other astrologers have seen her chart. There's not one astrologer that looks at, like an astrologer worth their weight in salt, that's looked at Kamala's chart and said, not one. who said, "Oh no, she's not interested in that anymore." Not one. And we didn't ever see any indication that she was a quitter, ever, ever. She willingly went into that debate and swept the floor with Dumpy, who was up there going, "They're eating all the cats and dogs in Ohio." Talking about Hannibal Lecter, not during the debate, but through the whole campaign. So come on, you guys, let's raise the bar on our expectations. Can we at least do that? Elon has been very quiet lately. Can we at least raise the bar on our expectations? Do you know we have Dumpy in the White House who was asked a question by a reporter today about what's going to happen to these kids going back into school with the Department of Education, what they've done to our education system. And you know what Dumpy's response was? We had to get rid of the woke. Oh, we needed to get rid of the woke, the woke, the woke, the woke. Raise the bar, people, on what you expect to happen for this country. Please. Please. Is this what we expect? Oh, it's just, oh, too bad. Now we're just going to be fascist. Think about it. Dad joke. Just when you thought that food couldn't call you on the phone, boom, onion rings. Thanks, I needed that. I mean, really, nothing bugs me more than people whining. I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying in general. Oh, well, she probably gave up. Would you give up? Anywho, the election was stolen from her. The Seven of Swords is the card of the thief. The Six of Wands is there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. And the Five of Wands is, it's like what we're going through right now in this country and in this world is like walking through quicksand. It's a long road to hoe, but we're rowing it, all right? And that pendulum was swinging like crazy when I asked if she would be president of the United States. I don't need a time frame. And I'll have to apologize to Kathy because I left my phone in the other room somewhere and she had asked me a couple questions. But let's do this. Can we expect a shift out of this hell that we're in this year? Yes. But it ain't going to happen if we're all sitting around talking about how bad it is. Okay? There will be a change of what's happening this year. That's because I'm involved and you're involved and your community's involved and all the organizations having rallies and protests are involved and our representatives are involved and we're like all one organism. That's how it happens. Cheryl's saying Gavin Newsom is running for president. Are you giving us breaking news or is that your psychic impression? All right, so we're going to wrap up in a second. Don't leave yet. Darren has a poster with a picture of Kamala with the words "Together we can win." Why don't we all get one? Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Absolutely. There's no need to be discouraged. Yes, Kamala will be our president. It's all over her astrology. Okay, the Pope and the Catholic Church, the white light part of the Catholic Church, is really speaking out against these ICE raids and these concentration camps. And this stuff is not going to stand. It's horrifying. It's unbelievable. It's really dark. Let's pull 3 cards on the Catholic Church. There's a protest August 2nd. That's Saturday. You still have your sticker, Harris for president. Look, I still have my sign, even though it's like on this side of the porch. When we fight, we win. You guys are looking at that all the time. I used to run a dating service for chickens, but I was struggling to make hens meet. Oh, that's funny. Okay. And speaking of still having your sticker Harris for president, I barely see a Trump sign anymore. Count your blessings. What am I reading on? Let's do 3 cards for the collective. I had something on my mind, but then I got distracted by the dad joke. 3 cards to guide us. Oh, the Catholic Church. King of Cups. People, yeah, interesting. Don't forget, Pope Leo is from Chicago. What was the book I'm reading about the church? It's right here, and I have it here so you pick it up, and I haven't read it yet. It's Opus, The Cult of Dark Money, Human Trafficking, and Right-Wing Conspiracy Inside the Catholic Church. This is a dark side of the Vatican. The Vatican's an interesting specimen. There's a very, 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 very dark side, and then there's a very, 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 very filled with light side. The light wins. You saw a Trump sign yesterday? I'm just saying. I'm not saying they're not out there. I'm just saying there's a lot less. And if you love the way he's screwing people over, including the MAGAs, if you love that, then you're in a cult. The cards for us: Queen of Swords, King of Cups, the Star. This is our future. The Star is America. All right? It's going to happen if we believe it. Who wrote that book? Gareth Gore, Gareth, and Gore like Al Gore. It's a really good book. I've read some of it. And churches were created to control the people and get the money, yes, and that's why you need to come to Church of Spirituality, those of you who haven't yet. Because it's the opposite of that. Did you catch that? Queen of Swords, King of Cups, the Star. We have to keep our eye focused on the goal. All right, I'm sorry we didn't get to 200 thumbs up, but I'm not going to break my rule that often unless we're really, really, really needing it. Because I need you all to share my videos. Mary's saying I haven't seen a Trump poster in Massachusetts, and I've seen many come down, so it's good. All right, I love you lots. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. When I get to it, I'm going to have a new offering for members. I'm going to stop promising you that when I'm not delivering. But members, this coming Saturday, important announcement. If you're a member, members at all levels are invited to a psychic party. It's on Saturday. I've bumped up the time to 8 p.m. Eastern because I'm in Salem all day on Saturday and I need the time to get from there to here. So if you're a member, tune in on Saturday. I changed the day because it's Lammas. It's a pagan Sabbath. And we're going to talk about that. It signifies the first harvest time. All right. Halloween will be here before you know it. So we'll see you soon. Please book a reading and keep me afloat. Rent time is coming. And I appreciate it. I love you all. Thank you for being so supportive of each other. And keep the vibe up. Michael, keep the vibe up. We gotta talk. Don't look at the Trump signs. All right. Namaste. See you soon. Good night.